Let's rewind to 1992. A seismic shift happened in English football. The Premier League was born. Oldham Athletic were right there at the start. They were founding members of this brand new, shiny league. It was a time of great optimism for the club and its fans. Oldham had earned their place in the top flight. They'd finished the previous season in second place in the old second division. Manager Joe Royle had worked wonders, building a team full of grit and determination. They weren't the most glamorous side, but they were effective. The early Premier League years were kind to Oldham. They finished 17th in the inaugural season, narrowly avoiding relegation. The following year, they went one better, securing a 15th place finish. This was a club punching above its weight. They were competing against giants of the game and holding their own. For a brief, shining moment, Oldham Athletic were living the dream. They were mixing it with the best in the land. Little did they know, tougher times lay ahead. The Premier League was evolving fast, and Oldham would soon struggle to keep up. Sadly, Oldham's stay in the Premier League was short-lived. Relegation came calling in 1994. It was a bitter pill to swallow for the fans who had dared to dream. The club had tasted life at the top, and now they were heading back down. The drop seemed to knock the stuffing out of Oldham. They struggled to adapt to life back in the second tier. Gone was the buzz of the Premier League. In its place was a grueling battle for survival. The manager who had guided them to the promised land, Joe Royle, moved on to bigger things at Everton. Without Royle at the helm, Oldham lacked direction. A succession of managers came and went, but none could arrest the slide. The club that had once rubbed shoulders with Manchester United and Liverpool was now battling to avoid dropping into the third tier. The fans watched on, their hopes fading with every passing season. The glory days of the Premier League felt like a distant memory. Oldham Athletic were a club in decline, and the future looked bleak. Fall from grace was a slow and painful one. Oldham Athletic, once a Premier League club, found themselves trapped in the lower leagues. League One became their new reality. It was a world away from the bright lights and big money of the top flight. For 21 long seasons, Oldham toiled away in the third tier of English football. There were moments of hope, brief glimpses of what might have been. They reached the League One playoffs in 1999, only to fall at the final hurdle. It was a familiar story of what could have been, but for the most part, it was a tale of mediocrity. Oldham became a mid-table team, too good to go down, but not good enough to challenge for promotion. The fans remained loyal, but their numbers dwindled as the years went by. The financial realities of life in the lower leagues began to bite. The club was forced to sell its best players to make ends meet. It was a vicious cycle, and one that Oldham struggled to break free from. In 2018, the unthinkable happened. Oldham Athletic, founding members of the Premier League, were relegated to League Two. The drop into the fourth tier was a new low for the club. It was a stark reminder of how far they had fallen. The fans were devastated. Many feared that this was the beginning of the end for their beloved club. The financial situation was dire. The club was in debt, and relegation only made matters worse. Oldham battled bravely in League Two, but the damage had been done. Off-field problems continued to plague the club. In 2022, the inevitable happened. Oldham Athletic were relegated from the Football League for the first time in their history. Boundary Park, Oldham's home ground since 1904, has seen it all. From the highs of the Premier League to the lows of non-league football, it's a stadium steeped in history with a unique character, and well, it's also known as one of the coldest grounds in English football. Perched right on the edge of the Pennines, Boundary Park is fully exposed to the elements. When the wind howls and the rain lashes down, it can honestly feel like you're standing in the Arctic Circle. But, you know, despite its reputation for being a tough place to play, Boundary Park holds a very special place in the hearts of Oldham fans. It's their home, and honestly, they wouldn't have it any other way. Through all the ups and downs, one thing has remained constant: the unwavering loyalty of Oldham Athletic's fans. They've stuck with their club through thick and thin, riding out the storms and celebrating the rare moments of joy. They've witnessed their team go from Premier League darlings to non-league strugglers, but, you know, their passion for the blue and white stripes has never wavered. They continue to fill the terraces at Boundary Park, their voices echoing around the old ground. These are fans who understand the true meaning of loyalty. They've seen it all, and honestly, they wouldn't have it any other way. They are Oldham Athletic, and they're proud of it. Relegation to the National League was a bitter blow, but it also served as a wake-up call. Oldham Athletic had hit rock bottom. There was only one way to go, and that was up. A new sense of optimism began to emerge. Fans rallied around the club. They knew that the road back would be long and hard, but they were determined to play their part. The club began to rebuild, both on and off the pitch. They appointed a new manager with a proven track record. New players were brought in, hungry to make their mark. The 2022-2023 season saw Oldham compete in the National League for the first time. It was a challenging campaign, but the team showed signs of improvement. The fans responded, turning out in their numbers to support the Latics. The future of Oldham Athletic remains uncertain. The club faces an uphill battle to regain its Football League status, but, well, one thing is for sure, they will not go down without a fight. The fans, as always, will be key. Their unwavering support will be crucial in helping the club to rebuild. The local community has also rallied around the club, recognizing its importance as a source of pride and identity. Oldham Athletic is more than just a football club. It's a symbol of the town itself. It's a source of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Oldham Athletic's story is a reminder that football is more than just a game. It's about history, tradition, and community. It's about the highs and lows, the triumphs and the heartbreaks. It's about the unwavering loyalty of fans who stand by their club through thick and thin. It's about the spirit of never giving up, no matter how tough things get. Oldham Athletic may have fallen on hard times, but their story is far from over. They will be back, and when they are, the roar that greets them will be heard far and wide.